If you're anything like me and you love to write really sprawling novels with a cast of characters as long as your arm and with more people than you can even count, and it's really hard sometimes to even keep track of all of them, let alone make them distinct and memorable and separate from each other, well, this video is for you. My name is Kelly. I'm with the Rogue MFA, and today we're going to talk about how to pin your darlings as you create them, as you write them. And yes, it's possible. It's also going to come in super clutch as you're going through your book and keeping your characters consistent, memorable, lovable, recognizable. So let's get into it. Number one, we're going to identify our character type. And I'm going to talk to you about this by using examples of a spy novel that I have written set in Austria and Hungary in 1832. I have a villain character who is just like a real classic villain. I've also given him like this kind of red rusty hair, and the moment I did that, it's actually a really beautiful color hair. I needed to give him something redeemable, right? Anyway, the moment I did that, the person I thought of instantly was Michael Fassbender. And I went on a Fassbender on the internet to search all sorts of small clips, YouTube, shorts, anything that I could from films that he has been in where he's played a very complicated, terrible man, which there are many, right? And I started to collect these in a folder. I also pinned a ton of them on a board for my villain because I was looking for things like the consistency of mannerisms, the way he might stomp across a room, how his face might look as he's very pinched and screaming at someone, what happens with his body, like as he is enacting like really terrible things, right? And the reason why he works so well is because he has a wide body of work. I can watch images of him being funny, being happy, just being neutral, being sad, complicated, vicious, right? I have an archive of all of these different types of emotions and mannerisms. So when I go to explain something on the page about my villain character, I can watch a few clips and I can see how the brow gets pinched every time. I can see how the shoulders rise every time. And then simply what I'm doing is translating kind of what I'm seeing in the video onto the page. But because I'm consistently going back to clips of Michael Fassbender in 12 Years a Slave, or in any of these other roles that he's like a real terrible guy, or he's doing things that are very physically aggressive, I have this actor portraying that. And so the body language becomes very, very consistent. When I am describing his face, in a lot of ways, I'm just describing Michael Fassbender's face, but with a few little different tweaks to make this character my own. As you start out, you want to find the type of character. You want to find someone with a wide body of work. This works really well for actors. Models are also someone that you can do, and even theater actors who have a lot of work that might be online, on PBS, on YouTube, someone who's done like a ton of photo spreads just to see how are they in their body and as you're moving this body across the page. Next, so once you've figured out who this person is, what you want to do is you want to pin them or save clips or whatever it is with every kind of imaginable posture, facial expression, in all sorts of different emotional context. So you have something that you can go look at visually no matter where you are in your own story. Because while my villain is a villain, he's not sneering and snarling in everybody's face and every single time we see him, right? Sometimes he's pretty kind of calculating. Sometimes he's sprawling back in a chair and he's just kind of assessing the situation. Sometimes he's pretty neutral. Sometimes he's drunk off his face, right? Like there's certain places in your story where your villain character or your hero character is not going to be doing the most villainous, heroic thing, right? And so you're going to need to look at maybe some other reference images if that helps you. So you want to pin or save all of those. Short clips of your character laughing, running in and out of a door, in and out of a carriage, if that's like, if they've got something like that, if that pertains to your world, any ways that they move through the world, right? Static images are helpful for expressions and that kind of thing, but as they move through the world, we can start to describe that kind of movement, right? Does somebody muscle their way through the world? Do they amble their way through the world, right? That's two very different ways of navigating the world. So you'll also want to collect clips like that. And you're not just limited to creating these boards or caches of images for your characters or clips just for your main characters. Because remember, if you're writing something with a huge cast of characters, like I have in this spy novel, you're going to need people doing all sorts of different stuff. So I have a board for an abbess in that book who is Olivia Colman, right? I have a monk in that book who is Paul Giamatti. I have another character in that book who's the main character is Rufus Sewell, right? So I have a bunch of people who have wide bodies of work. I respect their work greatly. They're also tremendous actors. Oh, and then one character is a model, and he's done tons and tons of modeling shoots and did like a couple short films, and that was enough for me to be able to look at, it's like, oh, this is how this person would move through the world. I hope that's really helpful for you when you're really trying to create a cast of characters, keep them consistent, and keep them very recognizable, even to yourself. As silly as that sounds, we know when we're writing sometimes it's like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like that character. That sounds like somebody else I was just writing. It's very easy to conflate your characters, to get them kind of mixed up with each other, but pinning them, keeping short clips of them, and basically being the next great internet stalker. And as crazy as it sounds, it can be really easy to conflate the characters. It can be really easy to mix them up in your mind, especially when you have a huge cast. So hopefully this helps you to keep everybody independent and unique, but also give you a visual reference for going back to these characters and writing them kind of authentically. Anyway, I hope that helped, and I'll catch you in the next video.